In the vast silence of space, the deep hum of the starship Starhawk was the only sound. Captain Alina Morris stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the blinking red light on the communications panel. It was faint, but unmistakable, a signal. An SOS. The crew gathered around, their faces tense with curiosity and caution. The signal came from an uncharted planet far beyond known space. No official records existed of anyone sending distress calls from there. The name of the planet was simple, but foreboding: Deathworld. Raj. The ship's communications officer adjusted the frequency, trying to clear the static. Captain, the signal is weak, but clear enough. It's definitely a distress call, but very old, or coming from deep inside the planet's atmosphere. Elena's brow furrowed. Who could be sending a message from Deathworld? It's been marked as a dead zone for decades. No one has returned from there. Sarah, the science officer, stepped forward. Deathworld is known for its extreme conditions. Storms that can last for years, and a surface that's almost uninhabitable. If someone's sending an SOS from there, it means trouble. Real trouble. The crew exchanged worried glances. An SOS from Deathworld could mean many things. A lost colony, a hidden base, or something worse. We have to find out, Alina said firmly. This signal might be the key to something bigger. We can't ignore it. As the Starhawk changed course toward Deathworld, the crew prepared for the unknown. Every system was checked, weapons readied, and scanners focused on the distant planet that loomed ahead. A dark sphere swirling with violent storms and mysterious energy. Hours later, as they approached the planet's orbit, the crew could see the strange, shifting lights across its surface. The storms glowed with eerie colors, and strange shapes moved beneath the clouds. Raj's voice broke the silence. Captain, sensors are picking up unusual energy signatures from the planet's core. Doesn't match any natural phenomena. We've seen. Sarah's eyes widened. I could explain the SOS. If something powerful is waking beneath the surface, it could be dangerous. Suddenly, the communication panel blinked again. A new message appeared, this time clearer. But in a language the crew did not recognize. Alina called the team together. Can anyone translate this? Jake, the linguistics expert, studied the symbols quickly. It's an ancient dialect. Maybe related to the Deathworlders, the species believed to be extinct. Extinct? Alina echoed, her voice tense. Yes, Jake replied. But this message suggests they might still be alive, or something is pretending to be. The message repeated over and over. Help us. The darkness returns. The fiercest shall rise. A chill ran down Alina's spine. The message was a warning, but from whom? And about what? The crew's unease grew as the planet seemed to pulse beneath them, as if alive and watching. Suddenly, the ship's alarms blared. Warning. Unknown vessel approaching rapidly. Alina's eyes narrowed. Prepare for contact. Shields up. Through the viewport, a shadowy ship emerged from the storm clouds, sleek and unlike any design known to the Federation. Didn't respond to hails. Raj worked quickly, trying to send a signal back. No response, Captain. The ship is cutting all attempts to communicate. The tension on the bridge was thick. The unknown ship was closing in fast. Alina gave the order, voice steady but firm. Weapons ready, but hold fire. We don't know if they mean harm, yet. The mysterious ship stopped just short of the Starhawk, hanging like a dark ghost in the swirling storms. Then, a message came through, but not on any frequency the crew expected. It was a haunting voice, speaking in broken English. You have been warned. Turn back. ... or face the Deathworlder's wrath. The bridge fell silent. Elena's mind raced. Who were the Deathworlders? What did the voice mean by wrath? Sarah spoke up, her voice steady despite the tension. We need more information. That message feels like a threat, but also a plea. Maybe they want to stop something worse. Alina nodded. Came here to find answers, and that's what we'll do. With a deep breath, she looked out at the stormy planet below. The mysterious SOS had pulled them into a web of secrets and dangers. The Starhawk would descend into Deathworld's atmosphere, and the crew was ready, but what they would find might change the fate of the galaxy forever. As the ship began its descent, the signal pulsed again, stronger this time. The message, repeated once more, "Help us. The darkness returns. The fiercest shall rise." Elena clenched her fists. History was only beginning. The Starhawk shook as it entered Deathworld's thick atmosphere. Outside the windows, swirling dark clouds roared with lightning, casting strange shadows over the jagged landscape below. The planet was alive with energy, but not the kind the crew wanted to meet. Captain Elena Morris stood steady at the bridge, watching the stormy planet through the reinforced glass. Her crew was tense. They'd come to answer a mysterious SOS, but no one knew what awaited them. "Sensors are going crazy," Sarah said, staring at her screen. "The storms are interfering with our equipment. We can barely get a clear reading." On the surface, Raj nodded, frowning. "And whatever that energy signature is, it's still strong. Something's down there and it's powerful." The ship dipped lower, passing through violent winds that shook the hull. Thunder crashed around them, and strange glowing lights flickered in the distance. Suddenly, the communications panel beeped again. This time, the signal was stronger. A short burst of the same warning message: "The darkness returns. The fiercest shall rise." Elena's voice was firm. "Keep trying to decode that message. We need to understand what we're facing." Below, the planet's surface was a patchwork of black rock, deep craters, and forests with twisted alien trees. Strange creatures stirred in the shadows, their eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Jake, the linguist, scanned the message repeatedly. "It's definitely a warning, but it's incomplete, like it's been cut off." As the Starhawk searched for a safe landing zone, the crew's nerves grew sharper. The unknown was not just outside, it was creeping closer. Suddenly, the ship's systems flickered. Lights dimmed for a moment, then returned. "What was that?" Raj asked, checking the controls. Sarah's face was pale. "An EMP pulse from the planet? Something just tried to disable our systems?" Elena's grip tightened on the console. "Prepare for anything. We're not alone down there." The crew landed on a rocky plateau, the ship's landing gear, digging into the uneven ground. Outside, the air was thick and humid, filled with strange smells and sounds. Elena led the team out onto the surface. The sky roared overhead and distant thunder echoed through alien valleys. "Stay close," Elena ordered. "We don't know what's waiting for us." As they moved forward, strange symbols appeared, carved into the rocks, glowing faintly. "Blue. These markings," Sarah said softly. "They look like an ancient language. Maybe the Deathworlders." Suddenly a shadow flickered in the distance, quick and silent. "Did you see that?" Jake whispered. The team froze. The air grew colder. Then from the darkness a figure stepped forward, tall, armored, and fierce. With glowing eyes that burned like stars, "The Deathworlders," Kale said, his voice low. The ancient species thought. To be lost was alive and watching. Elena took a deep breath. The real journey was about to begin. The moment Kale stepped into the light, the crew realized the legends were true. The Deathworlders were not extinct. They were re-land. They were watching. Kale's eyes scanned the crew with a mix of caution and hope. "You should not be here," he said. "Deathworld is a place of punishment and power. The fleet you disturbed has been asleep for centuries." Lena stepped forward. "We received an SOS. Someone or something sent it. We came to help." Kale's expression hardened. The SOS was a trap. It was meant to lure outsiders and awaken the fleet, the fiercest warriors this galaxy has ever seen. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath their feet. A deep rumbling echoed through the canyon walls. The sky above seemed to darken as ships, massive and sleek, rose from hidden caverns beneath the planet. The Deathworlder fleet was waking. Alarms blared on the Starhawk. Raj and Jake rushed to the control panels, their fingers flying over buttons and screens. "They're activating weapons," Raj shouted. "We're being targeted." Sarah looked out the viewport. "They're preparing for war. But why now?" Kale's voice was grim. "Because the darkness has returned. We must fight or be destroyed." The Starhawk crew scrambled to ready their defenses, but they were outnumbered and outmatched. The Deathworlder's technology was ancient but terrifyingly advanced. Powered by unknown energy, weapons that could tear through metal like paper, Alina made a quick decision. We need to find out what the real threat is. If we fight now, we may lose everything. Kale nodded. Follow me. The true enemy lies deeper within Deathworld. Fleet is only part of the story. The crew followed Kale into the shadows of the planet, past ruined temples and broken war machines, toward a secret that could change the fate of the galaxy. But the awakened fleet was not about to let outsiders leave easily. As they moved, the air crackled with energy. The storm above grew fiercer, and a chilling voice whispered through the wind, "The fiercest shall rise, and all will fall." Elena's heart pounded. The danger was far from over. It had only just begun, deep beneath Deathworld's dark surface. The crew followed Kale through ancient tunnels carved into black stone. The air was cool and heavy with the scent of old metal and dust. Strange blue lights glowed along the walls, illuminating symbols and images of a long-forgotten time. Sarah traced her fingers over the carvings. These tell the story of the Deathworlders, past a powerful civilization that once ruled many planets. They fought wars to protect their home, but something terrible happened. Kale nodded. Long ago, the Deathworlders faced a great enemy. They fought fiercely, but the battle damaged their world beyond repair. Their fleet was hidden underground, waiting for the day they would rise again. Alina looked at the symbols showing fierce warriors and mighty machines. So the SOS was sent as a warning about this enemy returning. Kale's eyes darkened. Yes, the darkness threatens all life. If it wakes fully, no one will be safe. Suddenly, Raj's scanner beeped loudly. Captain, sensors detect a massive energy source deep inside the planet's core. It's the power that fuels the fleet and the Guardians. Jake studied the readings. If we can control that power, we might stop the darkness before it spreads. Elena's face was serious. But if it falls into the wrong hands... Before she could finish, the ground trembled again. The energy from the core surged, sending waves through the tunnels. Something is waking, Kale warned. We have little time. The crew hurried deeper into the labyrinth. They found a vast chamber filled with glowing crystals and ancient machines humming with life. Sarah's voice was filled with awe. This is incredible technology. It could change everything. But as they approached the power source, a shadow moved near the entrance. A figure stepped forward, a Deathworlder warrior, but different from Kale. His eyes burned with anger and suspicion. You don't belong here, the warrior growled. The power is ours alone. Lena raised her hands, came to help. Save your world and the galaxy. The warrior hesitated, then nodded slowly. If you want to stop the darkness, you must prove you are worthy. The crew faced a challenge that would test their courage, their trust, and their strength. Secrets of Deathworld were deep-hand. The battle to protect them was just beginning. The quiet of the ancient chamber was broken by tension. Lena and her team prepared to face the warrior's challenge. But not all was as it seemed. Unnoticed by most, a shadow moved among them. Lee. The ship's engineer kept his thoughts hidden. His eyes flicked toward the glowing power source with a strange mix of fear and desire. As the crew planned their next move, Raj discovered a hidden message on their ship's communications, encrypted signals sent to an unknown receiver. Alina, Raj said quietly. Someone on this ship is sending information to enemies. I don't know who yet. The crew exchanged worried glances. Betrayal was among them. Meanwhile, Lee secretly transmitted a message. The Deathworlder's power must be ours. I will do what it takes. Elena's voice cut through the tension. We must find the traitor before it's too late. The safety of the galaxy depends on it. Jake began questioning the crew members, searching for clues. Suspicion grew like a dark cloud, threatening to tear the team apart. Kale, sensing the unrest, warned. Trust is the strongest weapon, or the deadliest. Weakness, you must stand united. But the saboteur's plan moved forward. He sabotaged equipment, leaving the Starhawk vulnerable to attacks from the Deathworlder fleet still patrolling above. When the enemy struck, the crew was caught off guard. Explosions rocked the ship. Alarms blared. In the chaos, Lee's true intentions. Surfaced, he tried to escape with stolen data, but Alina confronted him. "Why betray us?" she demanded. Lee's eyes were cold. "Power is the only way to survive. Deathworld's strength will belong to me, and those who control it will rule the galaxy." Alina shook her head. "Not while we still fight." With the crew united again, they repaired the damage and prepared to face the growing threat. But trust, once broken, was hard to rebuild. The battle for Deathworld's secrets was no longer just about survival. It was about loyalty, sacrifice, and the cost of power. After the betrayal was uncovered, the Starhawk crew knew they couldn't fight this battle alone. The threat beneath Deathworld was bigger than anyone had imagined, and it could destroy entire star systems. Captain Alina sent out a call for help across the galaxy. She reached out to allies, former enemies, and even mysterious factions unknown to most. Slowly, a new force began to take shape, a galactic alliance united by one goal: to stop the darkness before it spread. From different worlds, ships arrived, sleek starfighters, heavy cruisers, and ancient vessels. Leaders from many species gathered to discuss the threat. Kale stood beside Alina, sharing the story of Deathworld and the awakening fleet. "If we do not act now, the fiercest warriors will bring ruin. But if we work together, we might survive." Alliance faced many challenges. Old rivalries made trust difficult. Some feared Deathworlders too much. Others doubted the SOS was real. Sarah and Jake worked with alien scientists, sharing knowledge and studying the planet's power source. They raced to understand how to control it safely. Meanwhile, political tensions rose. Some members wanted to use the power for their own gain. Alina stood firm. "This is not about power. It's about survival. We must protect the galaxy, or all will fall." As the Alliance prepared their defenses, scouts reported enemy ships moving toward Deathworld. The darkness was spreading faster than anyone expected. The crew of the Starhawk and their new allies braced for battle. The future of many worlds hung in the balance, and somewhere deep within Deathworld, the ancient power pulsed stronger, waiting to be claimed. Darkness fell over Deathworld as the Galactic Alliance prepared for battle. The stormy skies roared, and lightning flashed across the jagged mountains. The enemy was coming faster and stronger than anyone had predicted. On the Starhawk bridge, tension was thick. Captain Alina Morris stared at the view screen as enemy ships poured through the clouds like swarms of deadly insects. Rod shouted, "They're attacking! Shields are holding, but just barely." Sarah worked frantically to stabilize the ships. "Systems. We're losing power in the lower decks. The enemy's weapons are designed to disrupt electronics." Suddenly, the planet itself seemed to respond. From the dark forests below, huge forms began to rise. Ancient guardians of Deathworld. Massive creatures built for war and defense. Kale's voice echoed through comms. "The guardians have awakened. They will fight alongside us." The battle raged across the skies and the planet's surface. Laser fire lit up the storm. Explosions shook the ground. Cries of combat filled the air. Alina gave orders quickly and calmly. "Focus on protecting the power core. Without it, the fleet and guardians lose their strength." Amid the chaos, the enemy unleashed a new weapon, a shadow pulse that turned the air cold and the skies black. The Starhawk shook violently. "Brace for impact," Alina shouted. The ship rocked as systems failed. But the crew fought back with every ounce of skill and courage. On the ground, the Guardians clashed with enemy forces, their massive weapons smashing through armor and shields. The fight was brutal, and losses were heavy. Despite the odds, the Alliance held their ground. Alina knew the key to victory was still hidden in the secrets beneath Deathworld. As the shadow attack continued, a chilling voice whispered again through the storm. "Fiercest shall rise, and all will fall." Alina's resolve hardened. The battle was far from over, but they would fight for their lives, their homes, and the future of the galaxy. The storm above Deathworld raged like a furious beast as the Starhawk and the Galactic Alliance made their last stand. The planet's power pulsed beneath their feet. a dangerous energy source that could either save or destroy everything. Captain Alina Morris stood tall on the bridge, eyes sharp with determination. Around her, the crew worked tirelessly, coordinating with their allies to hold the line against the unstoppable Deathworlder fleet. Kale's voice came through the comms. The darkness is near. We must activate the core's defense now, Sarah. And Jake raced to the power chamber deep within the planet, fighting against time and enemy attacks. The chamber glowed with fierce blue light, the energy crackling like lightning, but the enemy was closing in. Hold them off, Lena commanded. Every second counts. Outside, the Alliance's ships clashed with the Deathworlder warriors, laser fire streaking across the sky. Explosions rocked the battlefield as ancient machines awoke to fight once more. Sarah reached the core's control panel. I'm initiating the defense sequence. The power surged, spreading through the planet's veins. Energy beams shot upward, cutting through enemy ships like blades. Suddenly, a massive shadow appeared, the leader of the Deathworlder fleet. A colossal warship shrouded in darkness. Alina didn't hesitate. Prepare to fire the Starhawk's main cannon. This ends now. With a thunderous roar, the ship unleashed a blast that tore through the darkness. Hitting the enemy flagship directly, the warship exploded in a brilliant burst of light, shaking the skies. The enemy forces faltered. The Guardians roared triumphantly as the darkness began to retreat. The SOS signal faded, replaced by silence and hope. Alina breathed deeply. We did it. But Deathworld's secrets are still here. We must protect them and be ready. Kale nodded. The Fiercest have risen. The galaxy will never be the same. The Starhawk lifted off, leaving Deathworld behind. The stars shone bright once more. The battle was over, but the legend of the Deathworlders had only just begun.